everybody, it's Suzanne here from Suzie Jules. In this first Bargello video I want to just talk through about the materials that you're going to need for your Bargello project. So if you're doing your own Bargello project or if you are using the kit, these are some of the essential items that you're going to need to get started. You can see a little example of some Bargello there. This is such a lovely, therapeutic, really enjoyable craft. It's really straightforward, really simple, and you can see that it does need very minimal equipment as well. So it's a really lovely thing for everyone to have a go at and end up with some really lovely results. So to start off with, let's talk about the yarn. So the yarn that I've got here is tapestry wool, and these come in these really handy little small skeins of yarn so that you can really play around with lots of different colours. It's very similar to an Aran weight yarn, and you could easily use just some normal wool that you might get at the craft shop. But the advantage of the tapestry wool is that it's really made for purpose, really, in that it is really sturdy, it's really strong, but also the amount of colours you can get. There is absolutely hundreds of colours that you can get, so you can really experiment and make some really beautiful colour palettes. The other thing with this yarn is that it is quite high twist, and it seems to be really sturdy, so going in and out of the plastic canvas, which I'm going to talk to you about in a second, you can see that it does work quite hard on the yarn, and it does kind of start to look like it's going to fray, but never once has it actually ever fallen apart or snapped or broken, and I think some other normal standard wool might well do that. So that's a real good advantage to that, alongside with the colours. Anchor do these absolutely beautiful range, which is the range I've got here. Loads and loads of colours. DMC also do in exactly the same type of yarn with equally beautiful colours, so either of them, it really doesn't matter which you use. One or other doesn't make any difference particularly. They just both are fit for purpose for the Bargello. They're optimum for the size of the canvas that we use, and also for the type of the size of the tapestry needles that we're going to use. So moving on to those, there are two types of canvas that are ideal for Bargello. The first one here is a plastic canvas, and you can see that this is quite sturdy. It's great for doing projects like wall hangings, things that you might want to frame, and there's some more detailed projects that you can come across that make things into 3D objects and boxes and so on. Plant pots, that these are great for if you wanted to stitch them together and use it as a plant pot cover and so on. So this is really great for that. And then this is a needlepoint canvas, sometimes called interlock mono canvas, and this is a more of a fabric type canvas. You can see it's a little bit more bendy and acts a little bit more like a fabric, even though it's still very stiff, which essentially gives you the same grid as you do here. For Bargello, I recommend a 10-point plastic canvas, or 10 HPI. This stands for holes per inch. You can see on here 10 HPI, so roughly every inch you'll have 10 holes. And if you use an interlock canvas, I recommend a 12-point canvas. Other basic materials you need obviously is your needle. 18-point needle is the ideal size, which is optimum for this size of canvases, but also for this size of yarn. The great thing with tapestry needles is that they are have large eyes, which makes it much easier to thread. And also with the tapestry needle, you'll find that the ends are blunt. You don't need to have a sharp needle for this, because you are obviously working into a canvas that is pre-holed, so you don't need to have that sharp point. So that's the benefit of tapestry needles. And as I say, size 18 is perfect for Bargello. Optional is obviously a needle threader. Inside our Suzie Jules kits we do include a needle threader just to help make it a little bit easier to thread those needles. But with the large hole it is slightly easier, but sometimes it can pull and fray the yarn as you pull it through, so needle threaders are great to avoid that. And obviously you'll need a pair of scissors. So essentially this is the most important things that you'll need for any Bargello project, and that's all you'll need to get started with some Bargello.